Somewhere in a frozen forest right now, there's an animal so dangerous it does something no other big cat on earth will even try. It hunts bears. On purpose. It stalks them, kills them, and eats them. Brown bears, the same animal that terrifies almost everything else in the woods. That animal is the Siberian tiger. Now here's what made me stop everything and dig into this. That exact same tiger, the only cat brave enough to put bear on its menu, will spot a full-grown male brown bear standing out in the open and just turn around. Walk away, every single time. No fight, no standoff, nothing. So sit with how backwards that is. The one animal that hunts bears for a living is also the one animal quietly refusing to fight the big ones. That's not fear of bears in general. It can't be. It eats them. So something else is going on. Something the tiger gets that we don't. And by the end of this, you're going to get it too. And I promise you'll never look at strength the same way again. Picture where this plays out. Far eastern Russia, the Sikhote-Alin mountains. Cold, endless forest that runs to the edge of the map. And here's the detail that makes everything click. The tiger and the Ussuri brown bear, Russia's biggest, live on the exact same dirt, same valleys, same rivers. Their territories don't just touch, they sit right on top of each other. And prey is brutally scarce, so the tiger has to roam huge distances just to eat, and that roaming shoves it into the path of as many as 10 different bears. These two aren't strangers who meet once a decade. They're forced neighbors, crossing paths constantly, whether they like it or not. So the peace between them isn't luck. When you're crammed on top of somebody like that, choosing not to fight isn't an accident. It's a decision, made over and over. Hold on to that, because it's the whole story. Now here's where nearly everybody pictures this wrong. You hear tiger versus bear, and your brain draws a duel. Two giants, open field, best one wins. And at first, honestly, the numbers seem to agree. Researchers logged 44 run-ins between these two over about 20 years, and the tiger came out on top. Tigers killed bears 22 times. Bears killed tigers 12 times. 10 ended with nobody dead, 22-12. Tiger wins. Case closed, right? That's where the story usually stops. It's actually where it starts, because I never told you which bears died. Here's the catch. Those 22 dead bears, almost all of them were cubs, or females, or scrawny half-grown ones. Or bears killed dead asleep in their dens, and the 12 tigers that died, mostly tigresses, and young males still too dumb to know better. So read that again. 44 meetings between the deadliest cat alive and the brown bear, and not one is a prime male tiger against a prime male bear. That fight is missing from the record, and that's the twist that flips the whole thing over. It's not that the tiger loses that fight, it's that the tiger never once shows up for it. So 22-12? That's not a champion. That's a specialist picking off the small and the sleeping. The tiger isn't winning the war. It's dodging the one battle that would actually decide it. So why? Stand the two of them side by side, because the reason is almost embarrassing. A prime male Siberian tiger runs about 180 to 190 kilos. That's already a monster. Now the bear. A prime male Ussuri brown bear can hit around 550. The bear can weigh nearly 3 times as much as the tiger. That's not a rival, that's you walking up to wrestle 3 of yourself at once. But size isn't the real story, because a tiger doesn't kill with size. It kills with one move. Here's the move. The tiger's a surgeon. It clamps onto the throat or the back of the neck, and it either crushes the windpipe or snaps the spine. Fast, clean, lights out. That neck bite is the whole game. It's how a tiger takes down animals way bigger than any bear. And here's the part that got me. The bear's body looks like it was built to beat that one move. Its skull is about twice as thick as the tiger's, and across its shoulders sits a huge muscle hump that shields the spine right where the tiger needs to strike. The tiger's precision kill bite, the thing that made it a legend, just can't reach anything that matters on a grown bear. The blade hits the armor, the blade loses. Now, the tiger actually bites harder with the teeth that count. 1,050 against the bear's 950. So the tiger has the better weapon, it just has nowhere to sink it. The sharpest weapon on the whole mountain belongs to the animal that can't win. Okay, quick, get in the tiger's body for a second. You've got the speed, you've got the sharper bite. Out in the open, you're hitting 50 miles an hour in short bursts, and this bear tops out around 30. You're faster, you're deadlier, and it's standing right there. Do you take the shot? Answer honest before I go on. Drop your gut call down below. I actually read them, and I think this one splits people straight down the middle. Here's why your gut might be lying to you. Everything the tiger does runs on one thing: surprise. Tigers are ambush hunters. Even against normal prey, they only land about 10 to 20% of their hunts, meaning most of the time, they miss. They need cover. They need close. They need that one blink where the target never saw it coming. The second the bear sees the tiger's entire superpower is gone. No ambush left. Just two animals looking at each other in the open, and one of them is three of the other. And here's where it turns again, the part almost nobody talks about. This whole thing usually isn't even about pride or territory. It's about food. Bears out there have one of the most powerful noses of any land animal alive. They can smell a carcass from miles off. So a lot of the time, the bear isn't hunting the tiger. It's following it. It lets the tiger do the hard, dangerous work of the kill, then strolls in and takes it. Big males walk right up and eat a tiger's dinner off the ground, and the tiger usually lets them. The most feared cat on the planet, standing back while a bear eats the meal it just risked its life for, not because it's a coward, because it did the math faster than you did. And it gets worse for the cat once things get physical. The tiger's a sprinter, massive burst, freak power, for about 2-3 minutes. But grappling a bear is a wrestling match, and wrestling drains a sprinter fast. The tiger gasses. The bear's an engine built for the long haul, months without eating, a whole winter asleep. So every second they stay locked together, the whole thing slides toward the bear. The tiger's on a countdown from the instant it commits. And one honest note: change the ground, and you change the odds. In the wide open, the faster tiger has a real chance. Deep in thick cover, the bear's size and leverage take over. This was never who's stronger, it's who's stronger where. And the tiger, being smart, only ever picks the version it can win. So watch the trap close. No ambush. Nowhere to land the kill. A bear that can smell it coming and outgrind it once they lock up, against something 3 times its size. But none of that is the real reason. That's just the setup. Here's the part that ties it all together, and it's got nothing to do with muscle. The tiger is alone. Really think about that. A wolf pack loses a fight. Everybody still eats tomorrow. They hunt together. A lion's got the whole pride behind it. A tiger's got nobody. Its own body is the only tool it will ever own, and it already blows most of its hunts when it's completely healthy. So say it wins the bear fight, but a paw gets crushed, a shoulder torn open. It survived. It won. And now it's dragging itself through a forest, where the only way to eat is to sneak up on a deer, on a body that can't sneak anymore. A tiger that can't hunt starves in a matter of weeks. There are no handouts in the taiga. Nobody's bringing it dinner. The injury is the death sentence. It just takes its time collecting. For the tiger, this was never, can I win? It's what's left of me if I do. Best case, you kill 550 kilos of armor and limp away half-wrecked. Worst case, you don't limp away at all. There is no version of that fight where the prize beats the risk. So the tiger does the smartest thing anything can do. It says no. It takes the cub, the sleeping female, the young one, the fight it can win clean, and walk off from whole. And it leaves the big male standing. Not out of fear, out of arithmetic. And here's the fact that seals it. In all the years people have studied these two sharing one forest, there is not a single confirmed case of a tiger killing a healthy, prime adult male brown bear. Not one. Not because it keeps trying and failing, because it's too smart to try. And remember, this is an animal that nearly blinked out. Back in the 1940s, Siberian tigers crashed to maybe 30 survivors on the whole planet. Today there are around 750. Every one of them descended from the careful ones, the ones that picked the right fights. In this bloodline, caution isn't weakness. It's the reason there's a bloodline left at all. So come back to the title with me. How do these bears rewrite the rules for the scariest cat on the planet? Just by growing all the way up. The big male bear is the one line the tiger will not cross. The one thing that turns a hunter into somebody who'd rather walk away. The bear never has to beat the tiger, it just has to make the tiger do the math. That's a quieter kind of power. Might be the scarier one. And here's the part I keep chewing on, because it's the most human thing about it. We tell ourselves the tough move is always the fight, the stand, the showdown. But one of the deadliest animals that ever lived stays alive by knowing which fights to walk away from. Winning ugly can still kill you. So maybe the strongest thing on the whole mountain is the one that's decided it's got nothing to prove. Call it fear, call it wisdom. The tiger doesn't feel the difference. Maybe that's the part worth sitting with tonight. If this changed how you see these two, stay close. The next one's the opposite animal. One that picks fights it has no business surviving, and somehow keeps walking away. It's stranger than this one. I'll see you there.